you'll become unrecognizable to people that haven't tapped in and are in denial of their selves. But every day moving forward, I'm uncovering the truth about everything. Hey guys, welcome back to the Tuesday podcast. I'm Chris Cavallari. I recently found out some things, and it ain't no tea. Like, I know y'all like the tea, but this is something major, and it sparked some questions inside of me. What would you do if you realize you have no control over what your purpose is? Like, to know that you can't dictate the assignments that have been given to you at birth. I know a bunch of people are going to be like, I'm in control over me and I make decisions in my life. But what if you really, really tapped in and understood that you are almost like in a relay race and someone's running behind you and they hand you the baton and you gotta grip it from behind and keep it going to the next person. I'm in a space where I can no longer fight my purpose. It's getting louder and louder. And the more that I'm sitting with myself, I hear it so clearly. I have signs all around me from the time I went to Jamaica and, I caught this mango out the tree that I could not see where it was falling. A bird pooped on me, a walnut dropped right after someone said something to me about my ancestors. And I started to understand a while ago that nothing is a coincidence, right? But then it was confirmed a week ago, maybe not even a full week ago. I had a reading done, and what I've learned during that reading, I was waiting for like somebody to jump out to like be like, oh, we got this information from X, Y, and Z. This lady did not know me from a can of paint. I listen to her often on, YouTube. Once I realized, although I had an inkling of what the purpose was for my life, when it was confirmed, it felt like the biggest hug. It felt like I was like able to release like a lot of fear, a lot of doubt and anxiety around who and what I am. To know that, and we see these memes and we say it, oh, my ancestors' wildest dreams, but to know that I actually am, to know that this baton has been passed to me and I can't give it back. When you're in a relay race, you can't give it back. You can't say, here, I don't want it. You literally have to run and catch up, and pass it to the next person. And to know that that's where my life is at, and I had no control over it, but I still had a feeling. But I thought these were my own thoughts, and I thought this was just me. Now understanding that the assignments that were given at birth were already predestined. The information that I've learned, I am so extremely still in awe. Like, oh man, I'm still digging, I'm still uncovering, I'm still on my ancestral kick. I'm still trying to, I want to know. I want to know about those that came before me. I have a content studio here in Philly, as I said before, and my love and obsession with videos and pictures, I know that a lot of people do it for the gram and do it for marketing, A lot of times when I'm thinking, when I'm making something is I can't wait for my children to show their children and their children show their children all of the things that and all that I was, like not just mom, like I was Crystal, I was Chris Cavallari, I was, all the things that I'm doing. I always want to know more about my ancestors. I always want to have like the stories and I'm like, where's these things at? How do we find them? They ain't have YouTube back then. They didn't have social media where they could just, document things and, they're never going away. I just seen somebody on the internet like, y'all need to be more careful what y'all put on the internet because it doesn't go away. I'm okay with that. I don't want to curate my life to be so perfect that when my grandchildren's children come and look it up, they can't find out who I really was. When I'm in a house and I'm dancing around and I'm my authentic self in all areas in front of my son who's 6, I think about if I was myself in front of my 22-year-old all the time, how would our relationship be? Was I not vulnerable enough? Was I not, but then again, I'm like, give myself some grace and credit because I was 16, so I didn't know yet. But now when I think about it, I think about how my son is allowed to see me happy, how he has never, thank God, physically seen me down and out because I knew he was watching. And I knew not only was he watching, he could feel it. So me healing or and continuing to heal, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about the eyes that are on me at home. Is he allowed to see me in all areas? Is he allowed to know that I like to dance? Is he allowed to see me happy, sad if I need to be, but not? Thank goodness he's never seen me in a situation of unhealthy love. If he catches me crying now, and he'll do it often because I'm dancing and I'm constantly in a state of like gratefulness, like the gratitude of just looking around. He doesn't know when he was in my body how I felt. He doesn't know that that was going to be the last time I transferred my pain onto him. The mission was to be as happy and whole before he could notice. There's a mom right now hiding in a pantry crying, and I seen somebody repost this. The mom was like, she wants to have a breakdown, but she can't because she got to be a mom. And I'm like, but why are we not being our authentic self in front of our children? Why are we not understanding that this is going to help them go through emotions? If you're sad, be sad. It's okay. If you're hurt, be hurt. If you're happy, be happy, excited, whatever emotions that come. Why do we have to mask them with, oh, mommy's okay? I I really started being intentional about the energy in my house, the energies that I allow around me, the things that I put up with, is because I know that they don't only just affect me, they affect my child as well. Now, when we're in a house and we're dancing, and he's asking, like, what's your favorite song? Or, can you put my playlist on? And he's doing the things that I do to, I'm moving that energy around dancing and singing you know, and not that I'm always happy, but I'm always grateful. I learned some things about my ancestor this last week, and it everything made sense. Everything made sense to a point where I was like, I laughed, I cried, I laughed. I was like, oh shit. But I realized we are in this race for those that raced before us, and each generation we have an opportunity to get better and to get closer to, living out this purpose. And once you realize that, you can't play with it anymore. Once you realize that you've been entrusted with carrying on an assignment that you didn't even know you didn't sign up for, but it was assigned to you. I will. I didn't sign up to bring lasagna. I signed up to bring the treats, like the sweet treats. I could just pack it, bring and open the package and pass out. But if I got all the ingredients, then I got to do what I'm supposed to do. It is a scary thing to uncover, because the thoughts in your mind is, but what if I don't? What if I don't complete this assignment? I got to read a reading like a week ago, and I learned something, and I'm still processing it. But what I will share, what I can share before, like, I really want to dig deeper before I just blurt it out. I have no choice. You don't either. But we have no choice in assignment. Some of our purpose is greater than others. Everything that you've been through in the past life before this life, like, we have an opportunity to do things over. We have better resources. So our ancestors, what they've passed along isn't just, you know, I just want to go deeper. I want to go deeper. I want to get as close to the surface as possible when it comes to finding out what I need to do to get my children, my family to the next stage in their life. How do I get to the place where I pass the baton and I don't fumble? And the more that I think about it is the more that you become better, the more that you become healed and whole, and you take the blinders off and you step out of the matrix and you really get to see what it is that you're supposed to be here, what it is that you're here to do, what you're supposed to do on this assignment. You have to remove anything and anyone that stands in the way of it. And it hurts because we're so comfortable with this person here, and this is like, we got to be alone sometimes. You can't hear clearly. If you work in a call center and you take those headphones off and it's just chatter all around, it's hard to hear your own thoughts, let alone a creator, let alone your ancestors guiding you through to the next step. My great 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 grandfather had a mission, and I've learned in the last week that I'm on his mission. I never had a grandfather, like a physical. Your grandmother have a boyfriend, that's her boyfriend, but that's just her friend, and he the friend for 30 years. But you know what I'm saying. So I've had male influences, but a grandfather from my, you know, I haven't had the opportunity to be raised by. But now that I know that I am him, everything makes sense. Moving forward, how I move has to make sense. Knowing that I was chosen to carry out something makes sense. Me thinking, oh my gosh, I used to always get in trouble for speaking up, for defending, for having questions as a child to know now that that's not a coincidence. I've been a protector of the underdog for a long time. It's in me. I'm my grandfather. To know that his gifts have been passed to me, whew, I really want you to do something. I want you to start really researching who you are, where you come from, why you do the things that you do, why do you like the things that you like, because you'll be surprised to know that it's not a coincidence. Once you realize that life isn't a coincidence, the way you do things will matter. The places you go will matter. You can literally change your mindset, your perspective on why you do certain things once you know a little bit more about yourself and where you came from. I'm doing some digging, y'all, and the things that I'm finding out, there's a shock, but they're not a surprise. Like I'm shocked, but I'm not surprised. Now I just know why I do what I do because I have no choice. So when I'm making content and I'm documenting things with my family, or, it might, some of y'all might be doing it for the gram. I'm literally doing it for my grandchildren. I can't wait if I'm in this world, or if I passed over, to listen to the stories that are going to be told about the things that I've done in my life. So they're not second guessing why they do the things that they do in their life. It's a beautiful thing. And I think that we don't understand what we've been robbed of. Like, we've been robbed of knowing who we are, because there's power in knowing who you are. Nobody can take away something that is a God given thing, something that was instilled in you at birth, something that has been, can nobody touch that? I've learned a lot. I'm uncovering a lot. I'm understanding more and more each day why things go the way that they go. And while I'm here passing through, I hope that when it's time for me to pass that baton, that I've done everything that I was sent here to do. It's not gonna resonate with everybody. If it's not for you, that's okay. But the more and more you sit quiet and you can hear the whispers, you can feel you can feel yourself being surrounded by and protected. Most importantly, you're not here by yourself. You know, I got some shit that I got to complete. You walk different, you'll talk different. You'll become unrecognizable to people that haven't tapped in and are in denial of their selves. But every day moving forward, I'm uncovering the truth about everything. My purpose is for the underdogs, for the women and children. I'm a protector. I love that for me. Thank you for joining me this week on Is It Tuesday podcast. I'll see you guys next time.